Hello everyone, welcome back. And today in this video, I actually going to discuss about another issue or another problem that one of the people emailed me. So this one is from a girl, and of course, as I mentioned multiple times before in my video as well, that how are girls, subjected to this social domination. But this one I've also taken up so that the girls who are still struggling from this, especially this type of problems, they can uh, fight against it and get a clear view of how exactly um, to approach the problems or the basically how exactly tackle the society that imposes that is trying to impose upon them, right? Beliefs and conditioning and all those, right? So uh, she writes that first of all, that okay, he's writing, let me just read out the email once. You can also pause and read it, and then of course I will comment on it, right? uh, of course, once again, if you have any emails or doubts or queries yourselves, then please email me. I'll pin my email in the description, and I'll of course try to clarify as much as possible. So she writes that I'm writing this because I really don't know who else to talk about it proper openly. मेरा घर का एनवायरनमेंट काफ़ी कंजर्वेटिव है. मेरे पेरेंट्स का मानना है कि लड़कियों को ज़्यादा बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए. ऑफ कोर्स दिस इज़ अ वेरी कॉमन nowadays. I don't know what anyways. नो स्पोर्ट्स, नॉट टू मच एक्सपोजर, बस पढ़ाई करो और फिर इवेंचुअली शादी. Let me highlight this problem of many many girls. उनके हिसाब से that's the right path. But honestly, I don't feel the same. I want to explore, try things, maybe play sports, build something of my own, experience life beyond just this fixed path. It feels like I'm being limited before I even get the chance to understand myself. Of course you are. Of course, no doubt about it. और एक चीज़ मुझे बहुत डिस्टर्ब करती है कि मेरी सिस्टर की शादी. सॉरी, आई टॉक विथ हर अबाउट दिस मैटर ऑल्सो. इन दिस वॉज जस्ट वन email I posted. Of course, I cannot reveal her name for obvious reasons, but of course I approached her, and then I offered her a different point of perspective, and all those. We talked a lot, but I thought that this I should share with the other people also, especially the boys also. They should learn that even if they have their daughter, or even if they have their wife or someone like that, any female partner, so they should not be kind of dominant or possessive, right? Because of course problems arises. So what she does is that I don't that she doesn't feel the same, that she doesn't want to live this so-called scripted life as poised by the society, right? And also she has another a kind of PTSD kind of thing that she told me, that she also mentioned here also, that Mary sister ki shadi. Of course, now she was very uncomfortable in sharing this, but I told her that it is required by other people, so that they can also overcome the situation. Then she of course agreed, right? So so मेरी sister की शादी, she got married at 24. Of course, many nowadays, whatever. From what I have seen, she hasn't really been happy. I won't go into too many details, but it has affected her deeply, and somewhere it scares me. Of course, डर लगना भी चाहिए ये सब शादी वादी से. एनीवेज, फर्स्ट लेट मी जस्ट फुल्ली रीड इट आउट एंड देन आई विल कमेंट, राइट? कभी कभी लगता है कि मेरे साथ क्या भी वही होगा. दैट थॉट जस्ट stays in my mind. So it's of course, I talk with her. It's kind of like, of course, not any traumatic incidents, but again, it's kind of like PTSD, the symptoms. But anyways, because of this, I feel anxious and stuck. I respect my parents, I really do, but at the same time, I feel like I'm losing control over my own life. It's like I'm expected to just accept everything without questioning. Of course, that's how society tells girls are. Anyways, I don't know how to deal with this. Should I try to talk to them? Should I push back? Yeah, I just go along with it for now. It always seems someone like honest person. Okay, so anyways, so this is just, I think, just formality, but they ignore this. This is just these are just formality. That okay, sharing fine. This is the main problem, right? So this we have to solve. This we have to sort out. So firstly, as you mentioned, that मेरा घर का environment काफी conservative है, and it is very common, especially in India, that the parents are overprotective about their daughters, and of course, one reason is that one reason is that what youngsters or normal men do, normal men, in let's say people like us, we what experience we provide to women, that's why they feel insecure. And another thing is that, of course, conditioning, that okay, women should be covered and all those. So that is one thing is traditional. So right, uh, see, normal men, in the sense that what actions we do, in the sense that rapes and all, like we, recently there was that Arjikor case, not recently, but that, and many other rape cases are found, almost every day. Another one is traditional methods, that okay, uh, बहू को घर पे रखो, खाना बनाना and all those things, that okay, my wife should make food and all those. My Some people have the view that okay, my wife should not work, I need a housewife who takes care of me, and I will have children and she will take care of me. So that's the desire, or you can say wish of some people, that they want to have that kind of vibes. And one another thing to comment, that I know I'm criticizing men, and that should, of course, should be done, and as a male myself. But one thing also, uh, this girl, she's really excellent. Excellent, why? Because of course I have not seen her. I'm not, of course, commenting on her looks, but excellent in the sense that, the thing that she wants to explore, try new things, and not live in this scripted, or that's the right path, scripted lives. Because many people I've talked with, especially, you know as soon as people grow around 25, all the hormonal changes and all, they tell that okay, I want to have a husband, who earns and will keep me at home, right? I hope that it's clear, or rather, age, let's say only age, let me just increase the with length, yeah. So age, right? So husband, right? So some people, some women, they say that okay, I want a husband that earns a lot of money, or a lot of means, okay, sufficient, for our kids and all. We will have kids and live a happy family life, HFL. So that is their kind of, you can say, kind of motivation to live, that okay, I will to study. See, she tells that she does not want to live this life. She wants to, try out new things and all this. So, and of course it's really excellent, because many people, as I mentioned here, they just, they just think that okay, fine, because they have been exposed to the grim realities of life. Once again, okay, actually, I don't know. Suddenly, a very storm started, which is of course common. So as you can see, it's just too much movement out there. So I don't know how long I can stay here, but anyways, I had an experience for the first time that storm is going on, and I'm sharing some life advice. Please ignore any background noises if there is. But anyways, so as I was saying, that they have the conditioning in mind, and who conditions them? The society. How is the society conditioning them? It is because, let's say when they were child, let's say when they were 3 4 year olds, and then they had, of course, friends, both, up to 3 4 year olds, boys and girls are of course not distinguishable by external looks. So what happened was that, during the childhood they played with both boys, both girls, and parents, and with anything, with dirt and all those dirt, playing box, clay box, whatever. And then they did not have the desire that okay, I will marry that boy one day and he will earn money. Then the desire was not there. Maybe that okay, he or she might be my good friend, friendship, companionship. The desire for companionship is fine. Desire for companionship, it could have been there, but it's not like that okay, I want to marry that person, and basically, my husband, I want to him as a husband, and I want him to earn around 2 3 lakhs per month, and we will have 5 kids, and then we will stay at home, and our husband will do all the job, and we'll just rest. So that is again the society's conditioning, because the society, many of housewives, yeah, many of my friends, they have housewives. Fortunately, my mother, uh, god bless, that she works, right? And and my father also is very supportive of her, and so that's really great. But not everyone has the same family, right? It's just the societal conditioning. My mother is not the same, because my grandmother was, a government official in some district, right? So she, of course, knew the value of education and pushed my mother towards it. But people who don't really get much education or much, push towards the right direction, which I'm currently doing to you, they do what that, okay, after let's say a few years, especially in this age, because hormones and all, it's really common, the menstrual cycle is at its peak. So uh, the desire to reproduce and all those, they happen, and that's why the attraction and all those, okay, fine, fine. So see, of course that is fine because that is natural, we can't do anything about it. But the thing is that people are trying to satisfy their ego by imposing restrictions on girls, like, especially this the conservative, like, I can hardly have in my class of, let's say, 50 people, then I think hardly uh, 10 people would have, non-conservative families, 10 girls, right? So assuming 25 people, so no, so five, not even five, let's say 3 4 people will have non-conservative, what can I say, non-conservative parents. And one of them, do you know why? Because one of them is a, divorce, she has divorced parents, right? So that's the thing. So hardly 3 4, like, it's really really less, very less percentage. And of course most of the parents think this, and even for, not only for girls, this is applicable for boys also, that okay, boy becomes rich and all those, maybe, and after that some beautiful girl from, big company, or beautiful looking girl, basically white skin and all those, generally the trend is like, of course some variations can be there depending upon the culture. But that, okay, that fine. This marriage thing is very much glorified. See, I'm not criticizing marriage, but also I'm not glorifying marriage also, because what is marriage actually? It's like forcefully asking someone to stay bonded to yourself, right? So that's a bit thing I criticize. But anyways, they think that, okay, bus padhai karo, of course. She told me that, of course, I will study also, but the thing is, they just tell me to just study up to college. They don't push me for, high studies. They don't want me to go to abroad, or even, some good colleges and all those. They just want me to somehow get into a college and, somehow complete my BA and all those degrees, in literature and all those, and somehow get a degree, and, look for a husband who will provide for you. That's their motivation, that's their mindset, right? So of course, with respect to them, it's the right path. But of course, people who have tasted freedom, that know that this is, of course, just the opposite. This is how, even it doesn't even look like a freedom at the first glance. And of course, she tells further that she is, of course, not this category of girl that, okay, um, money, husband and all those, so that feeding, and because ultimately when you realize that these all these would be just material, because ultimately if the love marriages and all those were true, then you can see the data that the number of divorces is much more in case of love marriages. So if that, true love was the case, then this kind of thing would not have happened, right? So of course, she realizes that she has the taste of freedom. Maybe she told me that she played in some, national level, some championship, I think some karate or something like that. Exactly, I don't remember. But she told me, of course, congo to her, that she wants to. So that's why she says that I want to explore, try new things, play sports, build something of her own. So of course, this is like free, desire for independence, and, not accepting the bondage. However, their parents are very conservative, and they try to bond her that, no, ye mat karo, wo mat karo, don't do this and do that. So there is, of course, and it feels like I'm being limited before I even get to chance to understand. Of course, as I mentioned, of course you are. See, in case of boys, as I'm sharing this knowledge, many girls, they would not even be allowed to see this video if their parents knew. If you are secretly watching this, then of course, congrats. But if their parents knew that I am telling you, or I am, inspiring you towards the right action, towards the right thing, and not get influenced by the society and your parents, then the parents will, try to stop the girls, especially. But the boys, in case the case of boys is, as per the society and the norms that follow, the restriction on boys, that's just the society's thing. You can't do anything about it currently. So the restriction on boys are much much more limited. That's why the boys, especially me, I don't know if I was a girl, I could, even have access to this knowledge. But anyways, since I have now, so let me just share, right? So, and one thing also that she feels is disturbing is that her sister's wedding. So of course, brother sister relation, brother sister, brother sister sister. I even have my brother. I sometimes go and taunt him and play with him. Of course. So the relationship is of course very, what can I say, personal kind of thing. But again, that's just an attachment if you realize it. But anyways, but attachment is there, so we can't of course neglect it. She tells that she got married at 24. So I think this was 2 3 years back. So currently her age would be now 27 or 28. But see, married at 24, like just after graduating from college. So yeah, so I am, if I am going to college the next year, so that means 4 years. So yeah. Just after graduating around college, she married. And I also talked with this girl further. She told me that she worked initially at a, some, beautician company. But after that, her husband, stopped that. No, you should stay at home. You should have kids with me. And after having two kids, she doesn't. Sorry. Not two kids, one kid, right? So after that, she stopped working, right? So that's what the husband demanded, and of course the wife obliged what she can do, her sister. And of course, the marriage is not, and this marriage of course it was forced again by the parents. But and of course she has spent so much time with with her sister, sorry. And she knows that, of course she doesn't look really happy. And of course I think they have some conversations as well, that okay, that really not happy and all those. So anyway, so she realizes that her sister is not happy by marriage, right? The parents who glorified marriage, that okay, marriage is the everything and all those. So she realized that it's not. So that's one kind of thing that people learn from experience. Of course I won't go into too much details, obvious reasons, but it has affected her deeply, and it's something that scares me. Of course, it should, as I mentioned, it has affected her deeply in the sense. See, the husband, let's say he is around what, 28, 20 years of age or 28, and the wife is around 25. So this husband, has two, three kids, two, three, four, let's say three kids with his wife, and the wife at let's say 20, 30 years looks like 50. But this person, on the other hand, he is now currently what, 33. He's 33 and the woman is 50. And now the man would act like a 33-year-old, that no, I will go, and basically he will try to again satisfy his desires. And that's why all these cheatings and all this happens. That's the reason, because people have kids with their wife, and when they see that okay, their wife cannot satisfy their material desires, they just move on to, let's say, some other desires. Let's, drink some wine. Some people get into addictions like drinking wine, smoking, and all this. Just now, currently, as I'm saying, my the house opposite to this, as I can see that, um, that person, I think he's a father as well. He's smoking, right? So again, a bit of ironic, but again, it's just how it is. Life should be understood, and uh, so it doesn't matter that how much we have to criticize someone. But anyway, she gets scared that okay, what if I also am being forced to marry? Because s- she realized that okay, marriage is a very dreaded thing, especially if done early. Like, she wants to be free, she wants to play sports, she wants to do this, do that. So why exactly should she marry, even if she wants? Now I saw some tapuri babas, giving gyan that okay, jaldi, bacha karo and all those things. Basically bullshit they say. Just a society is, what can I say, sewer product, drainage product, whatever. Very very low class people. That's what I like to refer to as low class, not by caste and all those, but by just their actions, their words, their mentality. It's really depressing. Anyways, and of course कभी कभी लगता है कि क्या मेरे साथ भी वही होगा, that thought that stays in my mind. Again, this just acts like a PTSD. I hope if you have listened to my Life Unplugged series, or rather whatever I have told you in the basically understanding your life series. So it's just the dent that the trauma is more. So why is she so much bothered by this thought that okay, the I have seen my sister and my sister was very close to me, and now I see her suffering. So that's why the dent associated with the sister was large, and hence when she sees her sister suffering, or experiences such kind of thing, the dent just is too large, and that's why the feeling of PTSD and all those arise. So that's again I have mentioned in detail that why exactly you feel so much pain and so much happiness when a particular thought or particular thing gets fulfilled. That's the thing. So since of course she says that she got kind of PTSD and now lives a kind of depressed life. Of course, told her. Of course, I told her many things, but of course, all things I cannot share here. Anyways, but she tells that this thought stays in my mind. But see, this what is the solution to this? It will stay in your mind, of course it will. It's like your dent, it's just your fault. You have been attached too much to your sister, and now your dent is too large. So what can you do about it? It's cannot, it's just your fault, kind of. So you have to fix it. How fix it? By working, by yourself working towards the right action. And how can you work towards the right action? By rebelling against these opposite forces, right? So, right. Because of this, I feel anxious and stuck. She tells me that she, has even had suicidal thoughts and all those. So, I again told her whatever I tell you in general. She tells that I respect my parents. Then I asked her that does she really does, or is it because of her dependence? Like even after marrying her beloved sister to a boy who does not care about much about her sister, just like kid producing machine, kind of. uh, right. So I'm emphasizing very much on this husband, because really it feels very troubling to see someone suffer like this. 24 years, she could have done wonders. And anyways, so she does. I asked her that is this respect kind of thing, or this love, is this unconditional, and is this arising from the inside, or it's just fear driven? Is it just kind of what can I say? I should not say this, but conditional driven, money driven, you know restriction driven. Because see, let's say if you had enough money, and let's say you had enough resources and house, a small house, no matter, it need not be a very small big house, a small house, or let's say a car, which by and that life, and where you can do anything of your choice. Anything of your choice means what? You playing, let's say swimming, basically what you actually want to do from inside, not just this society that, okay, I want to wear good clothes, I want to wear shorts and all those, not like that. If that is the case, if you are again trying to increase your ego or your restlessness, then just then restriction is good for you. That's the thing. But if you really want to be free, then you need to realize the cost of freedom. The cost of freedom means what exactly gives you freedom. This money and all, this won't give you freedom, but the what you do with them will. Let's say you buy a bottle of wine. Oh no, my parents, they don't let me drink wine. Let me buy a bottle of wine and let me drink it. So that is just again the ego. You are satisfying the ego. Don't satisfy the ego. Satisfy yourself. Satisfy yourself how? By doing the right action. The right action. Of course, if you want to know more about the right action, please go to the video which I have made. It will be more clear. But the right thing, like she tells that, okay, I want to play sports and almost play at national level. So that's fine. Do that. Why are you letting your parents dictate you? And even if you really love your parents, even after what they did to your beloved sister, then is then be sure that this love or this respect is arising out of fear, out of dependency. That okay, you are dependent on them. That okay, without, if they throw me out, then where will I go? Right. So that is why. So that's why that is the reason you need to become independent. That's why I'm making this video, so that it reaches people, and I also become independent. You also become. See, my parents are again typical non-conservative people, that they again thankfully for me, they don't interfere much. My mother does sometimes, but I agree, but generally my father doesn't. And of course, uh, that has had both good and bad consequences. When because during the COVID online period, I was fully exposed without any restrictions, and then I had developed all these kinds of dents, all these kinds. I My dents were completely deepened, and now when I moved to this offline, and know about myself and the safe knowledge and all those, so see, now I can also practice this without any restrictions. So that's the benefit. I know the dent is again very large, but the opportunity also to fix the dent is very very good as well. So that's why you need to be independent. So don't blindly respect them. Some people, they like, okay, they say like this, okay, tau, or someone like, okay, some senior person, he or she is telling me to uh, touch their feet and listen to their advice, because अरे ताऊ जी ने कहा है, अरे ताऊ जी कहाँ है, तो क्या क्या हो गया भाई, क्या हो गया ताऊ जी? they People respect people because of age or position. Let's say ताऊ जी एक जमाने का बहुत जो भी है, कुछ डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैजिस्ट्रेट एंड ऑल दोस कुछ रहे होंगे, बट वो तो तब का था ना। अब तो बुढ़ा हो गए। और बुढ़ा तो सभी होते हैं, बुढ़ा लेट्स से 70 years। If you wait for long enough, you will also turn 70 years, hopefully. Right? So, age is not a factor. What can age do? And age is again, you will see that normally, if you ask girls, you survey people, they will, say that we run or we try to avoid, uncles, people of beyond 30, 40 ages more than they want to avoid the youngsters. Why? Because again, this kind of thing, as I mentioned here, 33-year-old and 50-year-old. Right? So I know it, I am using a sense of humor so that you feel, you don't feel too much bored, because if you don't understand this, then again your life would be a mess. I'm This video is for both the boys and girls. Like, see what kind of people, what kind of thing this marriage culture has done to two people. And this is the two people I have contacted with. I have around 14 subscribers now. These two people I have they have contacted me, and I realize how many, like, even in my neighborhood, I don't know so many people will be suffering from the same problem. They just don't, either they ignore or they don't know. So don't blindly respect them. Of course, you are not expected to just accept everything without questioning. Why are you doing it? That's the only thing that you cannot rebel, because you are dependent. And you say that मेरा क्या, now again when I say that you are dependent, then you realize, you say that okay, मैं तो dependent हूँ, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, क्या करूँ? Do something at least. कुछ तो करो भाई, कुछ करो. What is this excuse that, see, if you are really dependent and you can't do anything, then anyway you won't be able to fix your dent. But at least if you try, at least maybe if the dent is this big, maybe it will shrink to, let's say, this size. And but if you don't, or if you try to follow them, then it will either remain the same or it will increase. So what's better? Just common sense. Don't be dependent first of all, and if you are dependent, do something about it. Just don't sit that okay, I am dependent. First realize that okay, you are dependent, and then don't just sit that okay, I am dependent. What I can do? What I can do? I am dependent. I cannot do anything. What? This don't make yourself feel pity and hopeless and all those kind of. That's again just the ego, right? Don't just question each and everything. Like okay, parents say, um, some people they tell, she also told me that her parents stop her from wearing short clothes even in hot weather. So told me that I don't wear this for attracting boys and all this. I really feel hot, and I sweat a lot, so that's why I wear shorts. Especially I try not to wear them, because again not to attract the male attention. But some places I have to wear them, and I have to go, especially when I'm going for running and all those. Then also my parents tell me that no, it's not okay. So of course, then question that where is that conditioning coming from? If you are really thinking that no, I need, if I go, see, now if I am, let's say I was a girl, I go morning running, right? So of course, I won't run with full pants and full, what can I say, full bras and all those, basically what girls wear all the time. Uh, Meaning they're basically, I don't have much knowledge about it, of course, but they're whatever clothes they wear, so-called the society's imposition, right? So see, of course they will go in what tracksuit and all those. So of course they won't go in fully covered saris to go running. Like, what is that? It's just, again, I don't know what to tell to these people. So just be independent of them. And I don't know how to deal with this. Just fight against it. Should I try to talk to them? See, first option is, of course, this is never an option. That if it just this is just shit. Don't, because if you just try to go with the flow, because then you will end up in a much more worse state. Fight against it. Fight against it. If the river, let's say this is a river, and this is a kind of, you can say, a stream waterfall, then if you are just going with the flow, then even when you see that okay, the waterfall is there, when I'm telling you that there is a waterfall, if you still decide to go with the flow, ultimately you will just fall down so hard, believe me. Don't, just fight against it. Fight against the flow. She tells that, of course, again, I have mentioned that don't unintelligently. Oh god, so much lightning. Anyways, so unintelligently don't take actions. Play with intelligence, like okay, directly, if if you try to corrupt sorry if you try to expose our corrupt government, directly you say no, today I'm feeling different, the government is shit, let me take a mic and I will proclaim that, oh no, government is shit and all those, if government, and if you go around telling like that directly, then again what you are doing, you are activating the people's ego, especially the political party, and then you will get yourself arrested. Okay, be arrested for the right action, be arrested, but play it intelligently, don't definitely, see, because let's say that without me this person cannot, let's say you are trying to fix someone, that without your help that person cannot be fixed. So what you do is you play intelligently, first you fix that person, and then sacrifices have to be done, believe me, on the path of right action. Sacrifices have to be done, like except for example, as doing all this, I'm studying also three subjects for JE, and again I'm making all these videos for you. Of course, and of course I have to study class 11th as well, because I did not study well the last year. So all these things I'm doing, but still I'm making this video. Why? Because that's the right action. Sacrifices have to be made. I'm not. Yesterday only I got, it was Sunday, so that's why I got 6 hours of sleep. Generally I don't even get around 5 hours of sleep. So again, that's not healthy, but for right action you need to do sacrifices, right? So that's the that's the thing, right? Play intelligently, don't just blindly do it that okay, government is bad, because then no one will listen to you first of all, and you will just get yourself arrested for no reason, right? Do what's right, and do that intelligently, don't just directly go and attack. And if you directly go and attack, have the guts to face the consequences. That's the thing. Of course you should have guts, but just make it sure that you don't do it in vain, right? So of course, if you were a little older and let's say you were around your sister's age, then I would tell push back, of course. But as you are, again, kind of my or a bit senior to me, I guess. So you should try to talk to them. But if they don't listen, if they again try to impose restrictions, do this. It's the really the only good option. If I would have in your place, my parents, they don't do like this, thankfully. So if something like that even arose, I would do this option. But in your case, if it's too severe, then push them back. Just rebel, that say that no, I will not do this and all. And also they will be kind of forced to listen. Do you know why? Because they have their only daughter, or let's say you are any one of the daughter. Then the daughter, they're conservative towards their daughters and their attachment. Why? Because their attachment is more. So then that means they dance and more. Then if you say that no, I will leave the house, and you say that no, I will not eat and all those, they will also get affected by this. And of course, you cannot say that okay, I won't eat, and then eat in front of them. Then, so when if you eat, then eat intelligently, right? So that's again a kind of advice, right? So anyways, so of course try to talk with them, because you really as per you suggested your situation, and anyone who feels that the situation is too extreme, they should of course push back, right? So that was the thing I wanted to share. And of course these are all, see, appreciate and all this is fine. What would you do in my place? That's a very very vague question, because I'm not a girl first of all, and if I were in your place, and then I would do this 100%. But why I am saying it's vague, because it's so different, like how I will approach and how you will approach. You have done things I have not done. uh, I have done things which you have not done. So it's just very very much kind of not cannot be generalized, right? So anyways, I hope each and everyone learned something from this session, especially boys. I'm telling you, and girls as well. Some girls also they do like this. Okay, let me find a good husband, and the age. Let me take a good Dahej, and and all those. So that my respect in my mother-in-law's house is raised. Please don't do that. It's really terrifying and very really really depressing to see. Anyways, I have told whatever I had to share with her, and of course I told her many much more things, but of course I can't just tell everything here, because that would be too long of a video. Anyways, so I really hope that I could import some lesson to you, uh, especially in this lightning weather. I guess I hope you really take away some lessons and implement in your life. So if you do it, then I would be kind of happiest, and if you change for the best, the better. Um, of course, I won't take any credits in that, but again, a feeling of that, okay, I could change someone. It's just, the feeling of helping someone is just true joy, right? True love, that kind of thing. So, anyways, so bye bye. Again, a bit of busy schedule, so that's why I cannot upload regular videos. But I hope that this thing which I do weekly, 2 3 times, it really helps you. So, anyways, take care. Let's not extend this video further, and bye.